Um, Usually I do nothing special. I'm not good in managing my own time, and this is one of my weaknesses. I don't like scheduling, and when I have a free time, I usually spend it spontaneously. I watch movies on Netflix, and I read articles and news from the internet, and I spend a great part of my free time watching videos on YouTube. And I think that YouTube is a great internet resource for those uh, who want to study, to learn something. And I watch videos about, for example, how to build a house, or how to put stones, and how much concrete to use between stones, for example, or how to apply some certain technique in judo, or what are the rules of playing volleyball uh, game, or how to fix some problem with your computer, and or how to set your photo camera to take better pictures, or how to draw the human face, or how to make sculpture from the clay. And by the way, I've made this sculpture recently. It's not ready yet, but when it will be ready, I will show you. I read The Price of Daniel Yergin. It's a very famous book about oil history, and about the countries and personalities struggling for wealth and power in the world. Um, I'm not a fan of football. There is no any football team that I would support. I rather like the sport when he or the person can use personal power. For example, judo, wrestling, jiu-jitsu, karate, and such kind of martial arts. Of course, it's kind of boring because you can't go out, you can't go to work, meet with people in life. But sometimes we need some time to spend with yourselves, to think and to analyze what we have done and what is there ahead to achieve. But being on the quarantine, we keep working. We have been working on the school handbook and policies. We met online with parents. We meet regularly with advisors to discuss how the online education process is going. And I try to encourage students to do some physical exercises to stay fit, and I do it by recording my own exercises and then sharing them with students. And I personally enrolled on the training course by University of Sydney, and I spend 2 or 3 hours every day on that training course. Uh, I follow logic, if I can say that in 3 words. Um, I always try understand things in a logical way, and to explain to find a logical explanation of the things happen to me and surrounding me. And in any uncertain situation, when I don't know the answer, when I don't know the solution, I try to turn on my logic and try to understand the things in possible logical way. Um, I'd like to have dinner with all famous people in the world. At least it would be a possibility for me to become famous as well. Uh, yeah, it would be someone from Forbes list, some a billionaire uh, who uh, who have made a great achievement in business, and let's say Warren Buffett. I'd like him to share with me the secret how he earned his first million. Um, I was a good boy in high school. Yeah, I had good marks in school, uh, but I was absolutely unremarkable. Uh, Maybe because I was not so communicative and sociable at school. But things were absolutely different with music school, which I graduated at the same time with public school. Um, yeah, I was more notable there, and I graduated it with distinction. It would be a place completely different from the place where I live now. Uh, let's say the Galapagos Islands. This is a beautiful place in South America, situated in the Pacific Ocean. It consists of 18 small islands. Just imagine a huge Pacific Ocean, huge volcanic rocks, uh, albatrosses sitting on those rocks, a white horizon, uh, huge marine iguanas just climbing on the rocks, and marine sea lions lying on the shore, uh, and the giant turtles just moving slowly next to you, right? And no cars, no people, no traffic jam, no rushes, uh, only the wild nature, and you as a small, tiny part of this nature. I remember when I was a child, I wanted to be a military officer, and I wanted to serve on border service with dog, because yeah, I like dogs very much. Military officer. Um, I would prefer movies because they are short and compact interpretation of books, and sometimes movies might be a kind of trigger. For example, you watch the movie and you are impressed by this movie, and this may give you an impulse and to encourage you to find the same book and read it, to enjoy more details and to understand what the author wanted to say. I remember when I was a child, I watched Jack London's White Fang, and this movie made such a strong impression on me that I found this the same book and I read it 3 or 4 times again and again. But first, I watched the movie. Um, of course, Baku. It's my hometown. I was born in Baku and grew up here. Um, I love this city more than any other cities in the world. I love every area, every street, every building, every stone in Ichari Shahar. It's so much connected with him. Baku is alive. That's why I'm calling it he. He raised me up on his hands like a father. Strict but loving father. He taught me how to be a man. He taught me how to respect parents, how to respect older people, how to respect women. He taught me everything. He made me what I am now. And I love this city. And it's a great privilege to be born and live in such a city. I speak also Russian. I had my education in Russian. Uh, it's really difficult to pick out one of the films or the books. Let's say Kaleidoscope by Daniel Steele is one of my favorite books. And from the movies, I just watched recently Vikings, and I like this movie very much. 23, because at that age, the whole world at your feet, and the greatest days are ahead. Uh, my favorite subject in school was literature, Russian literature. And the worst subject was physics. I hated physics, sorry, but maybe because of the teacher. I didn't like the teacher explained the lessons. Uh, my recommendation for students is to keep studying, to keep learning. Whether it's regular or distance learning, just keep studying. There is no difference in program, no difference in materials, even in schedule. So the only difference that you are not physically in class, but you can see and you can hear your teachers on your computer, on your screen. You can better concentrate on your lessons. You are more independent with your decisions. You decide when to start the lesson and when to finish the lesson, and how much time to take between the lessons, except live sessions. So it's good opportunity to show that you are independent in your studying, and not only in your studying, just on scheduling your time. And what's more important, every lecture is recorded on Blackboard, so you can find and watch the lecture later as many times as you need to understand and to remember the materials. Everything again depends on your motivation and on your desire. And while you're on live session, please be active, ask questions and take notes, be interactive, open your camera and microphone and use in discussions. So I personally don't see any reason for distance learning to be considered as a big disadvantage.